Chris, I just want to know what you thought about former Indiana coach Tom Crean picking you guys to win the national title.
I didn't think much of it. I mean, it doesn't really affect what we do. You know, in today's day and age, everybody wants to, you know, promote predictions and analysis and opinions, and we can't be concerned with that. You know, it's obviously flattering, but it doesn't mean anything, and it doesn't change anything that we do.
Chris, you're about to open the season against Morehead State. Their size is not like yours. I think our tallest guy is 6'7". How does that change things for you and kind of affect your bigs coming into the league?
Well, nothing really changes for us. What has to happen is our bigs have to play better than they've played in the scrimmage, and then they played against Thomas More, and they have to play more consistent. They just have to play better. They have to be hungrier, whether they're 5 inches taller or 5 inches shorter. That doesn't change from opponent to opponent.
You know, Chris, as far as that national conversation about you guys or other teams and the prognostications, it seems like a kind of a double-edged sword, because while it could be a hindrance, maybe if that kind of stuff infects your locker room, there is a compliment in that, right? And, you know, some people could also see that as an advantage, that Xavier is now regularly a part of that big picture kind of April conversation. Is that, how do you balance those two things? You know, using it as an advantage in some areas, maybe like recruiting, maybe? Yeah,
not to be disrespectful, but we don't use it at all. I mean, I think our tournament success and our program and some of the storied players that we've had, the development they've had over time is, you know, part of the piece that we sell to recruits. It's great for fans, you know, fans that follow our program that are very passionate, and we all know that Xavier has a very passionate fan base, which we completely appreciate and love, and that's part of the reason that we're a great team at home is you know, our fans are behind us. But it really doesn't have any bearing on how we prepare. I think our team should understand that the hungrier team wins, and all those predictions and all that stuff is completely meaningless when they toss the ball up each and every time they do. And we have to be the more prepared, more ready team to play, the hungrier team tomorrow night and Monday night, and then whenever other games are on the schedule play out.
In regard to Karim Cantor, just the variety of skills that he has for a guy his size, how do you see his role maybe developing as the season progresses, and what does he need to improve on to compete against the competition he's going to see as you progress through the season?
Starts with confidence, and I've seen Karim's confidence grow at times in the preseason, and I've seen it at times, you know, really get affected. And he's very unique. He's a lot different than both Sean and Tyreek. But regardless of what type of skill you bring, you know, college basketball, at least the version that I watch every day and that we play against, I mean, you have to have some toughness, and you have to have a toughness level that you know, Karim really hasn't gotten to yet, and it's something that we're asking of him. He has to be more vocal on the floor. You can tell in his first 2 years at Green Bay he didn't play a whole lot, you know, because he doesn't come in with, you know, that experience factor that maybe you see in JP and Trey and guys that you would consider seniors. You know, at times, again, he's learning a new system, but at times he seems just a little timid, and we can't have him play like that, and I won't play him if he plays timid. And I think that that's going to continue to be our message. What role he carves out, Karim's no different than any guy on our team. You know, you carve out the role that you earn each and every day, and whether that becomes 8 minutes a game or 28 minutes a game, I don't decide that. And I think, you know, people on the outside might think that the coach decides who plays. The players decide who play by how effective they are in practice. If we threw out a starting lineup there, you say, hey, Coach Mack put out the starting lineup. But if you would poll our players independently and ask them who starts and don't allow them to put their own name in the hopper, 4 of them would be right every time. And players know. You know, players know, and coaches play the players that are the most productive in practice and that earn it.
Chris, between Karim and the freshmen, Are they up to speed, and do they have an aptitude for your system like you would like to see on the eve of opening night?
You know, it's interesting because every single day I watch them against guys that I've coached now for 3.5 years. You know, guys that know we put in a new set play yesterday. Like our players, our older players, they don't have to even have me talk it through. They already know. Whereas our younger guys are learning it for the very first time. They're learning what the play's called, where they start, timing, what we're looking for within the play, when we would run it. And our older players, they know all that. Well, it's not just plays. It's defensive concepts. It's time and score at the end of the game. You know, it's again, a lot of things that we haven't even begun to talk about. You know, how we travel, you know, the game day routine, you know, all that stuff that is just foreign to new players. But having said that, I really like the progression that our freshmen have made. I think they're probably a lot further along than our freshmen were a year ago, Tyreek and Quentin. And it's just, I think it's a credit to our older players really helping those guys along. And again, I think it also goes, you credit the freshmen for being ready.
How's the health of your team right now, specifically Trayvon, Quentin, JP, and Tyreek?
Good. I mean, can I say they're 100%? No, but I think everybody that goes to work isn't 100%. You know, sometimes you're 96%. You know, sometimes you're 87.5%. What percent were you today, Rick?
I'm always 100, Chris. You know that.
That's great. That's great. You're one of the very few people that I know that can be at 100% all the time. When I was a freshman at the University of Evansville, Don Mattingly, who was an Evansville native, came in. He talked about, you know, the rigors of playing 162 games. And he said, and I'll never forget it, you know, I feel about 100% 25 to 30 games a year. And it's just, you know, when you watch it and you're a kid, you see Don Mattingly up, or you see your favorite team, and you don't realize those guys always have bumps, bruises. So nothing that's going to prevent our players from playing the normal minutes they would play. You know, Trayvon will be playing tomorrow night, JP and Tyreek. But what percentage they are, you probably have to ask them on a daily basis. Like, you know, are you 82%? Are you 96%? I'm 100%.
I'll start asking them that. Thank you.
Be great. Actually, I'm lying. I'm not 100%. I woke up, my back is killing me, so I'm probably 94.5% today.
Did you ever get that fixed? The doctor's an issue over the summer?
That was lower back. It's upper back. 47 years old, you start to get a lot more things that can ding your percentage.
Bad back is 100% for a 47-year-old.
Very true.